Yo, what's up? Today I'm going to rank all of the spring anime of 2025. First up, the beginning after the end, a trite, unoriginal work which steps on the toes of actually good isekai, in particular, Mukusho Tensei. I know a contentious choice, but many of you will agree with me that Mukusho Tensei is peak isekai, with ReZero, obviously. But the beginning after the end mimics Mukusho Tensei in episode 1 almost step for step. We get a deplorable, low life of a human, dies, gets reincarnated into a fantasy magic world within the countryside. His parents are ex adventurers, the mother a healer, the dad a warrior type. They met while adventuring. The son, Arthur, is precocious, obviously, being the mind of a 30, 40 something year old and everything. So he begins learning magic through books, reading it in books, much the same as Rudius did. Also, almost blows up the house with a burst of magic. Sound familiar? Yeah, it should. The fact it's pulled directly, almost step for step, the entire first episode of Mukusho Tensei and putting them side by side, they're not comparable. The animation, the depth of the characters, the sense of novelty you get when you watch Mukusho Tensei versus the beginning after the end, there is no comparison. It's day and night. While it does divert in the story, not for the better. The path it takes is giving him more and more powers than Rudius ever does. Rudius may have way overpowered magic, but he has no physical capabilities to speak of. Arthur, on the other hand, master in magic already. Master swordsman from his last life, so that carries over. Gets a dragon egg from a dragon, gets imbued with tattoos from an elder dragon lady. We don't know what that does, but I'm sure it's going to give him even more maybe Natsu type abilities on top of everything else. Also, this dragon taught him how to pour mana in from the surroundings and fuse it with his own mana so that he never runs out. Endless supply of mana off episode 3. The power ceiling for him is almost non existent. Plus the antics it gets up to, the events that transpire, we get to the one of the worst cliches in isekai. A elf girl captured by slavers and them saying explicitly they wish to have their way with her. Gross. She's appears to be about 8 years old. Disgusting. So for all those reasons, it's going in the garbage category. Alright, next up, Windbreakers Season 2. I haven't seen it, so I can only speak for Season 1, but Season 1 was great in terms of shonen action anime go. More grounded, which can be a breath of fresh air within anime. It's Tokyo Revengers with way better animation, no time travel antics. I enjoy the fact the battles which commence between the individuals, the fighting styles employed by both sides are usually reflective of the personalities. So if an individual is unruly, uncouth, primal, so are their attacks, being unpredictable and aggressive. But at the same time, if an individual is strategic and logical, so too are their technic- technical moves which they employ to fight, thinking about every single punch and kick and block. So definitely a joy to watch. I can't speak to season 2, but season 1 was great. Apothecary Diaries season 2. Oof, this is one of my favorite modern anime right now. I don't watch any other mystery anime. I've seen a few, but none compared to Apothecary Diaries, in my opinion. The mysteries are always unique. I love the solutions. Mao Mao is so incredibly intelligent, a well written woman character, which we do not get enough of within the anime community. The romantic tension between her and Jinshi is palpable all the time. And I'm waiting with bated breath for him to finally reveal who he truly is, which hopefully at the end of season 2 we finally get. I mean, she's got the hairpin in right now. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. I can't get enough. I wait every Friday, 12:15 p.m. for Crunchyroll to release this anime. It's it's great animation, it's not amazing. The story, the writing, the mystery this is peak. Please put them on me, Takamine. I watched the first episode, not for me, but this ecchi anime goes above and beyond. You don't get many anime which do not hold back in animating the nipples. The creators of Please Put Them On Me do go all the way animating those nipples. It's a shameless fulfillment for the more kinky types. Maybe the hyper successful men out there who secretly love being dominated by women because it's the only place in your life where you can feel you're being controlled. Perfect anime for you. For those of you who are exhibitionists, maybe need to get up to naughty unveiling within semi public spaces to tickle that fancy for you. Our main heroine is going to be perfect fit for you because she can turn back time anytime she takes off her underwear. And that's the premise. A explicit in your face premise. You know exactly what you're signing up for. It's animated to the pinnacle of ecchi. Not for me though. I don't enjoy watching men getting stepped on. And personally just isn't my kink doesn't do it for me. But I'm sure we'll do it for many of you, even if it's not your cup of tea. The biggest reason I don't enjoy it though is the first episode with how this girl gets Takamine to be her basically underwear closet holder slave subservient play man toy object whatever is by faking a sexual harassment and creating a timeline where he sexually assaulted her but he didn't. She fakes it and gets him arrested, but she can turn back time. So now if he doesn't want her to go back in time and go to that other timeline, then forever he's going to be stuck putting on her underwear. Which isn't for me, but definitely good trash. Well, unlike our predecessor, the unaware Atelier Meister is garbage. I'm gonna say it is garbage. We have a classic trope, which many of you are familiar with. The old guy gets kicked out of overpowered party because he's not carrying his weight. He's underpowered, useless, but turns out to actually be overpowered, and as soon as he leaves, everyone's immediately drooling all over him. The only difference is, as the title suggests, he's unaware of this fact. He is the kindest, most self-esteem absent-minded person you've ever met. Kurt, I believe his name is, comes from the late game village where everyone is overpowered. He has no combat abilities, but he's triple S ranked in everything that isn't combat. So mining, building homes, making a soup that can cure any disease or curse. Child's play. But he's underpowered compared to the rest of the endgame villagers. So he undervalues himself grossly in every circumstance, which was funny at first, but becomes old real quick because it's not believable that anyone could be this oblivious. As soon as you walk out of your village and observed other people doing the same work that you have done, mining an entire tunnel and reclosing it within a day, building a mansion within 3 days, you watch other people do the same type of work and can clearly discern the difference. He would know in a few minutes, a couple days, that he's way overpowered. Which I know you're supposed to suspend your disbelief, but I can't. Also, the part that irks me the most is the people who form around him, who have all agreed to Truman Show him and pretend and lie to him, deceive him about his abilities, and agree that it's the best thing for him without telling him. They decide for him. There's something that irks me deeply about that. They are the problem they claim to fend off. They say one of the reasons is if we told him, it could become public and evil people would attempt to abuse his power for their own selfish needs. Well, I only see the people around him benefiting from him. His ability to build a mansion in 3 days, to make a cure for the princess. He does all those out of the goodwill of his heart, but they're still benefiting from it. So, however, they want to make excuses and justify it to themselves, fine, but I don't want to be a part of it. Therefore, it's garbage. Okay, the intergalactic evil lord empire, something along those lines. This is a power fantasy isekai of a more cynical type. This guy has one of the worst pre-isekai lives I've seen within anime. The dude worked for 10 years at an exploitative, toxic company, barely got to see his wife and kid. One day, sees his wife with another man at lunch when he's out and about, tries not to think anything of it, but creeps on his mind. We then get a accident with his daughter who needs a blood transfusion. Turns out he's AB. Turns out her daughter's O, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with genetics, means he cannot be the father, quite obviously. So his wife leaves him because he's never there, takes the kid. The kid even tells the dad to his face that he prefers the other dad more. Turns out the real dad is actually his totally toxic boss at his company. The wife intended it from the start. It was intentional because she preferred superior genes. The boss also fabricated and sent embezzled money from the protagonist's account. So he gets fired, gets sued, paying child support for the divorce. Everything's going wrong. Then he gets sick, can't afford care, dies. Now he has made the vow in his next life he will take revenge and only pursue his own happiness. doesn't care who he steps on, which is when the isekai god comes with a choose your own adventure pamphlet, which honestly is quite enjoyable. Different types of isekais, different choices: samurai, feudal period, a modern world with magic and superpowers, a power fantasy world, a Gundam world, which is the world our protagonist chooses, born into a count's family who owns an entire planet, basically. He fights in giant Gundam type mechas. It's it's fine. The CGI animation's okay. The action sequences are good enough. It's the part I enjoyed the most was honestly the backstory and the premise. The actual antics of the anime, the story itself with him and his new life are, you've seen it before many a times. Not so much so with Gundam styled royalty, nobility, and space with mechas, magic all together. It's fun if you enjoy that. I'm not the biggest mecha fan personally. Haven't even seen Gundam yet. Spoiler. I'm gonna put it in just mid. It's not bad, it's not good. Witch Watch. Okay. This follows a two high school individuals, a descendant of a family of ogres with the boy, the girl is a witch. He gets told he must protect her. They were childhood friends. Now she's coming back at 15 years old. He has like superhuman martial art strength as an ogre. She's a clumsy witch who is a complete hot mess, but totally fun to watch. The animation is decent enough. Like, it's not great. It's good. The gag humor was quite funny in the first episode, I gotta say. I can see it getting old though. The whole premise is the for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction, equivalent exchange, yin and yang, so to speak. Whenever our witch in training decides to make a spell or perform some magic, she may make you light for a time, but afterwards it makes you equally as heavy. Not simply weight, but also your emotions, your mood. Those type of things. I can see it becoming a cheap gimmick over time. It worked in the first episode because it was the first episode, but if the show continues that way, I can drop it way down. But they complement each other well. We have our more stoic ogre boy, strong, classic Sigma male type, and then our whimsical, clumsy, hot mess, effervescent girl. Good combo. Fun to watch. It's but for me it's top of mid. All right. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So I haven't even gotten through the latest season of My Hero Academia. It's been a roller coaster. I was totally on board with the early seasons. Had me chomping at the bit waiting for the next week's episode. In recent years though, it's doesn't ring true to me as much. Vigilantes, I know many love it, many even prefer it over the original work. I wasn't in love with it. I gotta say, I think the premise is boring. The villains are boring. There's a drug that superpowers quirks but takes your humanity away. makes you more violent. So we have a bunch of wannabe heroes who are out attempting to save the day because heroes can't always be there on time, which is fine, cool. The coolest character is definitely Knuckle Buster, the older, straight out of Kick Ass character who has no quirk at all. The what if scenario with Deku never getting his quirk. Yeah, we got a 40-something-year-old man who is beating villains to a pulp with his well, not bare fist, with his knuckle busters on his fists. Brass knuckles and some camo gear. Insane. But our main character, the guy who's a college student, dreamed of being a hero, doesn't have the quirk to get there. He's a walking slip and slide by placing his 3 parts of his body on a surface he can slide on it. Totally lame ability. The main girl can float. Cool. Well, float, jump real high. I know that the constrictions and the fact they are underpowered or unpowered at all is supposed to make it creative in how they deal with the villains. But I'm not into it personally. I still enjoy watching powered guy punch other guy real hard. My monkey brain enjoys that immensely. So while this doesn't scratch that itch, it also doesn't scratch the itch of the characters themselves. They're somewhat original. They don't speak to me personally though. I can't personally recommend this anime. I think it's a dime a dozen, especially with the My Hero Academia name. I'm not a fan. It's mid. Oh gosh. My Brilliant Healer. Another power fantasy. This one is following a individual guy who lives in a country where healers are at the upper echelon, the pinnacle of society. He's an unlicensed healer. So he basically becomes a drug kingpin within the slums and takes control of the entire slums inadvertently. All of the leaders of the different factions within the slums, the ogres, the lizard men, all their leaders are obviously super hot women who come to fall in love with him, which their shared love for him brings peace to the slums. Therefore, he is basically an unofficial lord king of the slums. He also doesn't fully appreciate or understand how great his healing abilities are. But unlike the unaware Unatelier, he's somewhat aware. He knows that he can handle most circumstances, and he knows what his healing is worth, charging a pretty penny for it. It's trashy wish fulfillment, not done that well, but I can't stop watching it for some reason. I'm gonna put it in good trash. There's something about it that I enjoy. In terms of all the other trash power fantasies this season, this is probably my one of my favorite, simply because it understands all the tropes and all the cliches and leans into it and isn't afraid to be exactly what it is, which is trashy wish fulfillment self-insert here. Can't blame it or knock it for that. Well, you can, but I'm not going to. Okay. Blessed by the Gorilla God, something along those lines. I have not memorized every title. Give me a break, please. But this girl on Get Your Blessing Day, where other people get blessings from different types of gods, many of them animal type gods, most all of them. She gets blessed by the rare god, the gorilla god, which gives her gorilla strength. So now, instead of living a peaceful, dainty life, she is being anointed into the knights. Well, the knights in training. And she meets her band of gorgeous fellows who are all going to quickly swoon for her in different ways. Which, it's fine. I don't quite know who this is made for. A reverse isekai for her, but the her also highly values their athletic ability and enjoys being physically stronger. I guess it's a clear inversion of the cliche of the known knowledge that many men are perceived as stronger than women. So if you want to see the opposite of that and watch that combined with romance, this is for you. Not for me though. It's not it's just mid. It's not offensive. It's not good. Mid. Mid is almost the worst delineation you can give to any anime. I feel bad. I've given 4 that title already, but that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. Next up is Once Upon a Witch's Death. 17-year-old witch in training finds out on her 17th birthday she has a year to live and will die unless she can gather 1,000 tears of pure joy. This anime has a more interesting concept, feels akin, scratches that Kiki's Delivery Service itch where witches are integrated into modern society as a desensitized, normal part of life, which I find refreshing and enjoyable to see her go about her day as townspeople greet her, also how they revere and appreciate the work of witches around the world and in their communities. That aspect is greatly enjoyable. I don't love the whole this week episode is sad event happens to person. Let's see the silver lining and bring them joy even in the midst of their adversity and hardship. Fine for many, but I don't think it can lend itself to the depth that you get when you traverse a single or a small net group of people. If we were truly following our main heroine on a arduous journey with tempestuous emotional states, we can truly delve into her psyche. But in this anime, we're delving into new characters' psyches every week, which makes it feel shallow. For that reason, it's going in mid. Welcome to the mid club. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, some great action, high octane action anime based off a video game. I've only played one of them, so I don't know the lore well, but I don't need to. They explain it well enough. Dante is a arrogant, powerful, cocky, suave main protagonist who's enjoyable to watch. The CGI is definitely on the better side. Some of the monsters I don't enjoy though, how they're animated. I gotta say, definitely get some points off there. But if you enjoy some fun action with some more gory aspects, Devil May Cry is perfect for you. For me though, it's going in good. I don't think it's great. It's definitely not bad. The Two Perfect Saint. Oof. I initially wrote this one off, but I gotta say, when I finally sat down and watched it, there's something special about this type of trash. I talked about the type of anime earlier with the Unaware on Atelier Meister, where we get the kicked out of your party because you're perceived as underpowered, and then you go to a new party where everyone appreciates you and drools over you. Imagine that taken to its oomph degree, taken to the absolute limit. Also, put the shoe on the other foot. Instead of following a guy, we have this lovely Saint Philia, who is deemed the greatest saint ever, a legendary level saint, second only to the actual arch saint. Can't remember her name, but the real OG. And she lives up to the name. She's amazing, but that's her biggest fault is she's too perfect. Actually, her one biggest fault is she has RBF. Yep, she's a total introvert, so she's not good at expressing her emotions. But that's not her fault because everyone around her, her entire life, yeah, it's not just a party that underappreciates her, as in all those other animes that have done the same exact story plot and told the same story. No, in this anime, it's an entire country. Every single person she crosses in the street is full of ungratefulness, disdain, open disdain, disgust, resentful. Her parents, her fiance, who is the second prince of the kingdom. In this episode, she gets sold to another country. Her fiance sells her to another country so he can marry the effervescent, bubbly, vivacious, kind, sweet little sister, Mia. Yeah, she has a little sister, Mia, who is the only one who loves her, sycophantically so, drooling over her as most should if they understood how great she truly was. Which they do. They simply believe she's too great, she's arrogant. Come up with these flimsy excuses. Her parents hate her, they despise her. They helped sell her to another country to gain a peerage with the nobility, with the royal family. They got 30% of the profit from selling her. Disgusting. But then she goes to a new country. Immediately, everyone is on their hands and knees. Everything she does, everyone's appreciating her. She is open to a whole new world. It takes all those overwrought tropes from this subgenre of power fantasy and brings them out to the fullest degree possible. I mean, instead of a party, as I've stated, imagine getting kicked out of an entire country and sent to another. And instead of a new party where everyone appreciates you, it's an entire country. Insane. So it's so enjoyable to watch. Also, the sister finds out soon on about the duplicitous ploys of her second prince, and she ain't playing games. Sweet Mia has a devious side that you do not want to stir up. This is peak good trash in my eyes. Top good trash right now. 300 Years Slime, have not seen it yet. Country Bumpkin Swordsmaster, I don't know the title exactly, but the premise is a 40-something-year-old sword master who lives in the countryside, runs a dojo, has trained many great swordsmen and swordswomen, particularly swordswomen who have now grown up, the head of the Royal Knights, another a top rank adventurer, so many, a slew. They invite him to come to the capital and train the knights in the capital. So he's finally faced with the truth. In his 40s, he finally gets his time in the limelight, but he doesn't. He's modest. He's humble. He simply aspires to train the next generation well and allow them to find their happiness and their fullest potential, which is why this is so enjoyable. It takes the power fantasy tropes and gives it to a man who probably deserves it. He's humble, he's kind, he's generous. He also doesn't enjoy the spotlight. He underappreciates himself a little bit, doesn't quite understand how great his abilities are in the scheme of the world. But not completely. He has to face reality all the time. He's completely inundated with that fact, and no one will let him go a moment without letting him know how great he is. So, but the band of people around him are likable enough. I enjoy the sword play, getting more into the minutia of how footwork, spacing, distancing, different types of swords based on body type, arm length, strength, which you don't get from other anime. It's because he's an actual sword master and a teacher, which is why we get to learn more about swords and actual swordplay. It's enjoyable, not animated great, not bad. The CGI modeling is done relatively well, I'd say. It's good. It's good. It's not great. It's good. Fire Force season 3. I I think it's fun so far. If you've seen the first 2 seasons, I think the animation on those is top tier. It's been so long since the first 2 seasons though that I've kind of am indifferent. I'm ambivalent towards it. I've watched the first couple episodes, but I'm not drooling over it every week. I'm not chomping at the bit waiting to watch the new release every week. Something about this newest season isn't doing it for me as before. I think I simply need to give it a few weeks and allow myself to binge a few more episodes, but it's definitely good. The animation obviously is quality. I don't think it's as great as season 2, but it's good so far. I think I'm also a bit out of the loop because it's been so long since season 1 and 2, and I did watch some videos to get up to speed. It's not the same though. The wave ended for me a while ago, and waiting for a new one to ride with it, it's taken a while. So it's good. I actually don't think it's great. Demon Sword Kenshin. I can't say the title, but it's a High Dive original. Gets an hour-long opening special, which I thought it was going to be a Demon Slayer copycat, but it's its own breed. A lot more insidious, vile, deceptive, dark. It takes a dark twist. Get it? a focus of a village with some great homage to Shintoism, priestesses, how old Japan seemed to operate. I don't know. I haven't studied feudal Japan or Shintoism in depth, but I get that sense, which feels as though it could have been a historic time in Japan mixed with the actual demons. And the opening hour is simply a prologue, which tells his story of how he's going to eventually get revenge. It's a revenge driven story. I don't want to give it away for those of you who haven't seen the first episode, but it's dark. The action is pretty good. The writing's solid. The characters are unique. I enjoy it. It's a more horrific take on demons than Demon Slayer even. Definitely. It's more R rated than PG-13 or PG to PG-13. But it's good. It's not great. Euroforma could not find that anywhere. I haven't watched it. Summer Pockets is a laid back, kick up, feel the breeze on your face, the sun on your skin. You get a main dude who is carrying some heavy trauma, so he's going away for the summer to help his late grandmother's shed with all of her worldly possessions she gathered over a lifetime, an array of different collectibles from all over the world. But that's more of a flimsy excuse for him to be at the island. We get a bunch of teen romance, drama, antics. The group of young ladies we are introduced to each have their own flair. They're fun, whimsy, a bit aloof, some of them, or simply odd. But that makes it interesting. There is a bit of mystique going on, but it's a bit in your face, not so hard to figure out, but keeps you wanting to watch for more. It has a nice blend between funny, romance, chill, summer vibes, and a smidge of heavy drama splashed into the mix. So, bit of everything for everyone within the slice of life realm. I think it's good. I enjoy watching it. Second season of my Go Loser Ranger. I have only seen the first episode, but if the rest of the season is anything akin to the first episode, where you're in for a treat, insane, right off the bat, picking exactly where we left off. An amazing anime, great inversion of the genre. It's cool to see an underpowered character have to employ deception, strategy of himself and those around him to overcome adversity and seemingly unbeatable foes. Also, taking Power Rangers and making them evil. It's not stale after a season. It's still going strong. Curious to see where it goes. Probably gonna wait for more to drop. I think this is great. Go Loser Rangers, great. Animation's amazing. Story, drama, top tier. Next is I can't tell. Yes, I know. Oh, unfortunately, I know. Yeah, this is Guilty Gear Drive Dual Rulers. Contender for worst anime of the year. maybe one of the worst animes of all time. Absolutely incoherent. Has 5 or 6 animation styles with a disgusting CGI animation as the base. The story doesn't make any sense, and the more that I've learned about it, the less sense it makes. We get a world where biological weapons are made from a magic system. Then there's an entire war which takes place. Then a human and a gear, one of the biological weapons, gets married, has a kid. We're following the kid, who's 5 years old but appears to be 15 or so. The parents get trapped in a state of stasis after being attacked at their wedding day because there's people who don't agree with a human and a gear getting married. So much going on. So much going on. I cannot even get into it here, but it is a train wreck. Almost enjoyable to watch with how bad it is, but it is also simply garbage. You may want to hate watch it or watch it out of curiosity. Go for it. It won't make sense to you. It might give you a chuckle or two. Check it out if you want, but it's garbage. Alright, next up. Can a boy girl friendship survive? Love the premise, love the question. Pose that thesis to me. Harry met Sally asked the question. It's a proverbial, perpetual question, which has been asked for eternity. Can boys and girls be friends? Or can they not? I think we know where this anime is going with that question. Immediately within 2 episodes, they've answered it, which ruins the entire title and premise for me. Exploring that question in a novel way is what gives it life, what makes it interesting. But within 2 episodes, the friend is already noticing she has feelings for her friend as soon as another girl has interest in him as well. So there goes that out the window. Yep, they can't be friends. So there we go. I guess lovers and I've friends and lovers. You can be both. But we know where this is going. I don't enjoy it. I think it's as mid can be. The animation's fine. It's cliche. Moonrise, watched the first episode. I didn't love the CGI. The sci-fi elements are cool. The world building, interesting. I can't speak to it too much with one episode, but seems as though it could be a fun ride. And it's all out on Netflix, 18 episodes, so a great binge if you want some action sci-fi to check out. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in NA. I've only seen one episode, and I don't think it's fair. It it didn't give enough away in one episode to give it a clear indication. Oh, I left my A rank party season 2. I dropped it after the first few episodes in the first season. It's another one of those unaware atelier moments. Same exact subgenre of power fantasy where the main character gets kicked out of the party because he's perceived as weak, but is actually the most overpowered, and immediately joins a party where he is drooled over. So if you enjoy that, you'll probably enjoy this. But for me, it's mid. The animation's fine, the story's trite, but it's not bad. It doesn't make me want to vomit. To Be Hero X, probably the biggest surprise for me this season. It has a CGI base for the animation, but it is done and executed exquisitely. So beautiful. The stories it tells are deep and interesting. The way it tells its story are always keeping me guessing. Each and every week, I have no idea what to expect when I tune in to watch To Be Hero X. We have a interesting novel world with a completely unique power system where a superhero's abilities are based off trust value that people put in them. They're believers. It's social commentary on how fame works today. It delves into ideas of identity, perception, who you truly are versus a myopic view, a microscopic lens view of who someone is in fame. Because many times when someone becomes viral or famous nowadays, it's for one particular instance. And that instance becomes your entire personality. Look no further than the Haktuya girl. That is her entire personality now. It it blows my mind. Also, it's queuing up what could be one of the greatest tournament arcs in anime. I won't give too much away, but definitely check out My Hero X, To Be Hero X, which is my hero for anime this season. Top of great. Top of great. They also mix in some like 2D animation, which is done in a creative way to emphasize certain moments, accentuate certain emotional states. Exquisite. Excellent through and through. Definitely check it out. Ooh, next is the Shionji family children. Imagine quintessential quintuplets, but incest. Yep, it's a family of 7, 2 boys, 5 girls. They find out on the youngest birthday, 15. The youngest girl is 15. That none of them are related by blood. So immediately, it's all bets is off. We get all the cliche anime girls in a harem. The shy, kinky one, the smart, aloof one, the older, confident, outgoing one who is a bit abrasive and aggressive, the tomboy, athletic one, the tsundere, all the tropes. But now we get to watch it unfold within the forbidden of forbidden fruits, and that is a family. And how quickly it goes from we are siblings to we're not to I'm standing naked in the bath holding you from behind, telling you I love you. First episode, minutes, seconds. I mean, one of them was confessing their love even before they found out they weren't siblings. Within the first 3 episodes, we already have a second confession. Everyone, all the other sisters are playing this cat and mouse game, poking the bear, poking their brother, attempting to. It's crazy, but I can't stop watching it. It's a guilty pleasure of guilty pleasures. I cannot lie. It's animated fine, pretty good, honestly, and I'm excited to watch where it goes, even though I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't, but I'm enjoying it just the same. This is good trash. This is good trash. I don't care what other people say. Alright, next up is Yaiba, a beautifully animated anime. So expressive. The simple character designs lend itself to be fluid, overly emotions. The gags are great. The band of characters is colorful, lively. Reminds me much of Dragon Ball with the Gon Goku type character who lives to fight strong enemies, foes, has a huge appetite, and is kind to boot. We get basically Dragon Ball, but samurais instead of martial art fighters. Also, take Dragon Ball and shove it into normal modern Japanese society. because that's what happens, which is a cool blend between outrageous, whimsical fantasy and grounded, banal reality, which has an interesting contrast which continually plays out. But it has no problem having a whimsical, fantastical fantasy journey with all of our main characters within this normal world which we inhabit. They also shove in actual lore and history from Japan. Yaiba's samurai master is this old man named Miyamoto who truly was a legendary samurai who existed back in the 1600s. I love blending fantasy and reality, blurring those lines, clearly defining those lines in other times. So much fun. Highly recommend. One of the best anime this season, even though it's more childish, it's going great. Straight to great. Honestly, like way up there. Oh, also, I think Go Go is better than Windbreaker. Yeah, that's better. All right, Cinderella Grey. I love me a good horse race. The Derby, Kentucky Derby, literally happened 2 days ago. I am in love with this anime. We get shonen sports mixed with pretty anime girls, mixed with beast girls, mixed with the minutia of racing a horse, all the intricacies, strategies, but blending that together with track and field combining with horse racing. It's creative. The animation is done well. The races get my heart pumping. The world is so interesting. I don't know the source material, but I believe there's another. This is a side subplot of a larger world, but I love it. They think about all the little things. They have running lanes specifically for the horse girls to run on the roads. The phones are extra large so it can reach their ears. There's a whole different class system. The whole world is built around these literal personifications, anthropomorphized horse girls. So much fun to watch the shonen sports antics, but even more so combining so many different disciplines of real world dynamics of horse racing with track and field, with classic shonen sports tropes. It is a wonderful blend of all three. Definitely check it out. This is great. It's great. Ooh, the Konosuba OVAs. I watched them 2 episodes. Love it. Absolutely love it. The 2 episodes were so funny. More Konosuba. You can never go wrong with Konosuba. The animation for me is not. It's no Mob Psycho. It's no top tier, but it's quality. It's quality animation. But the comedy, I don't think there are any, definitely not many, but I don't know if there are any other anime which come close to the comedy of Konosuba. And these OVAs did not disappoint. You can never stoop as low as this game. And watching these despicable human characters who clearly have not integrated their shadow self well, watch them go about their self indulgent, insecure, anxious antics, their failing upwards to the top is so much fun. They're arrogant and ignorant. This is going right at peak comedy. Peak comedy. It deserves a spot at the top. This Lias Recoil. I think it's a OVA of the original series. I never watched the original. I haven't watched this, so I cannot speak on it. Lazarus is a Watanabe special. Same creator of Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. We follow a normal world which is consumed by a pain-killing drug. Definitely a clear allusion to the opioid crisis. However, in this world, the creator of Hopna, the miracle painkiller drug, reveals after 3 years that he had engineered it to kill anyone who had taken it. Therefore, the apocalypse is nigh. So, a band of eclectic criminals and other outcasts of society, hackers, spies, have banded together in a secret government organization to find Skinner, the doctor, who has a cure and saved the world from oblivion. It's beautiful to watch. Expressive, fluid jazz, martial art, parkour, es- movements, escaping with smooth jazz music playing in the background. We have a Axel who is Spike reincarnated, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Play your greatest hits. I ain't gonna knock it. Well, I can. I can knock one quite obvious fact, which isn't the creator's fault, but HBO is jailing the sub. So right now I can only watch the dub of the anime, which is definitely subpar, which gives huge points off. Definitely can't put it in the peak because of that. I also think this pales in comparison thus far to his other works. I prefer Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo any day of the week, but that doesn't mean I'm not waiting every Monday for the episode to drop. It's so much fun to watch the cat and mouse antics trying to track down this scientist. I don't know where the anime is going to turn. The action mixed with the drama, mixed with the suspense and the mystery, blends together in a nice way. The mood is also relatively light because our main character, Axel, always carries that nonchalant demeanor towards everything, which carries its way through, permeates the entire anime. Definitely a great, going way up there. Second season of a Hyrian something. I dropped the first. I haven't seen the second season, so I can't speak to it. All right, the detective. I watched the first episode. I can't remember the title exactly, but it's on Amazon Prime. It's about a rich lady who attempts to be a detective in her free time, but is really bad at it. Her butler lets her know it. Also, the butler is extremely perceptive and is able to solve most of these mysteries and point out why she's so inept. I wasn't in for it. I dropped it after watching it. I wouldn't call it garbage, but it's mid. It's mid. It's not offensive. It's not good. It's mid. Black Butler. Have not seen. Cannot speak towards it. Is this classic stars? Yeah, I think this is classical stars or classic stars. A band of beautiful husbandos who sing together in an idol group. The premise is so flimsy. A boxer gets hurt, gets injured, has a surgery, comes to the school, but is recruited as a singer in this band, and they're able to use this weird device that makes your emotions manifest into visual projections, which is pretty interesting. But they're all named after famous Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven. We got all the famous composers each idol boy is named after. So they're just gonna sing and do idol music, have some heated boy on boy moments, I'm sure. Not for me. It's garbage for me. This is Puri something. I did not watch that. This is the second season and I haven't seen any of that. And Shirley. And Shirley is enjoyable. The background art is the best this season. Every background panel is straight out of a Monet. You're walking in a wonderful piece of art. There's a reason I call my channel Living Art. The backgrounds in this definitely give credence to that notion. Anne is an eccentric, lively, bubbly, tempestuous, capricious young girl who has known much sorrow, but also has an imagination as vast as her tragedy. And watching her finally get to live a more normal life with her adoptive family and watch how she finds her place in late 1800s with the Elizabeth era, Queen Elizabeth era type of Victorian age dressing and courtesy. Fun to watch. It's based off a extremely famous book, Canadian book. This is a remake of an anime from the 70s, I believe, from one of the creators of Studio Ghibli. So it's fun. Great, best story writing probably of this season. It's great. Bye Bye World. Have not seen this. Ooh, the ninja and assassin under one roof. Hilarious. This anime is so funny. A unassuming, inept assassin leaves her village because she is the epitome of go with the flow to the point where it is a detriment most of the time. So she escapes from her village unwillingly, truly. Just went along for the ride. This assassin, Kotana, who's a high school girl, but her true profession is an assassin, saves her. The antics that unfurl are so much fun. The fights are animated beautifully, but the gag humor is top tier. I can't get enough of it, honestly. Yeah, it's going all the way up into. This is top of good. This is top of good. The gag humor is so much fun to watch. The animation's beautiful. It's also extremely dark with the humor, but it doesn't feel that way. It's light and bubbly. The main ninja girl is cute, while the assassin is totally apathetic, quite ambivalent towards life, human life. Only truly cares about going up in rankings in the assassin rank list, also eating good food. but if you want a good laugh, definitely check it out. Oh, the Yandere Elf. This is garbage. It's straight hentai, basically. Short episodes. It's basically hentai, edgy. Guy comes back after saving the world. He's about, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. Does not appear older in any respect. And this large yandere elf girl who is psychotic over him and obsessively so. It's quite horny, which is an understatement. Does not hold anything back. I'm not. It's gross to me. It's gross. It's too much for me. I can't put it anywhere but garbage. Come to the ballpark today. Something along those lines. I watched the first episode. I thought it was a cool premise. Execution is normal. Animation isn't great. Characters aren't rememberable. I don't care for them. But it's not about the characters, it's about the ballpark as the protagonist more so, and all the lives that are affected and how the different lives of players, the workers, the fans, the kids, the security, how each and every person lives their lives and how the ballpark is the epicenter and the mecca for all of them to have different life experiences. It's a cool thought. The execution wasn't great. It's not bad. I dropped it. It's mid. Rock is Our Lady's Modesty. Give me that Yuri action all day. We have great music. We have toxic Yuri antics. They are kinky, horny, in your face. Some of the best insults. We have the clash between noble ladies living in upper echelon society with gruesome hard rock who have abrasive tongues on them, ready to have a screaming match about all of your most unlikable aspects. I cannot get enough. Our main heroine is having an identity crisis because she comes from lowborn. She's been thrusted into the highborn life when her mom remarried. Then we have the paragon of nobility born into a high political family who has a dark, twisted side on the drums and a twisted, horny demeanor to match. We haven't met the rest of the band yet, but the two first ladies are great. So much fun. It knows exactly what it is. The music's great. The Yuri antics are amusing. Also, the deeper thesis and thoughts on society at large, identity, being yourself versus the conventions of where you are in society, how being constrained by the mores of higher society can make you lose yourself. Fun, fun questions to seek answers to. This is this is great. I'm putting her way up there. This one I haven't seen anywhere. I haven't watched it. Zanatsu is basically a infomercial for traveling in Japan. We have a manga artist who lets off steam by going on journeys to different locations and seeing Japan, traveling on trains, learning about different shrines, different people. The first episode was fine, good. if you are interested in exploring other parts of Japan without having to be there, this is a great way to do it. Learning about the intricacies of the hotels, the trails, the shrines, traveling on the trains, the bento boxes, all the little nods to how one travels throughout Japan. Check it out. I'm not a huge fan though. I think it's good, but it's not. Yeah, it's not mid. Like it's better than mid, but it's just not for me. Kulon generic romance. This is pretty good. This is going up in the great mystery. I have no idea what's going on. Most of the time, we have a sci-fi element with clones copying. I'm not quite sure. We don't really know yet. We have romance going on. Every single character has deep personality. We get to play with identity. Reminds me a bit of Golden Time with the amnesia and who are you, the person before or after? Who knows? But we get to explore those questions. It's great. Yeah, it's going up in great. The animation's interesting. I love them walking through the streets of this dilapidated, overbuilt Kulon city. It's lively, full of homely people who are eating delicious food, living together in squalor. It's a lovely little mystery romance drama with some sci-fi elements. This robot lady AI cannot find that anywhere. I probably wouldn't watch it. This is ordinary life. Haven't seen it. This is the second season. Tengonia has one of the more interesting isekai world buildings I've seen. Our protagonist doesn't truly know, doesn't remember most of his life. He only has moments where he'll remember terms magic or atoms, molecules, but he doesn't have that aha moment or a complete revitalization of his old ego from his past life. More so glimpses, bursts, which help thrust him further along and help him evolve and grow. They also eat the hearts of their enemies in Godstones. The Godstones is a replacement for the heart. They drink the Godstone and it gives them strength. People get imbued with guardian deities. The gods of the lands have guardian bearers who bear the strength of the god within them and then fight other anthropomorphized animals. We have ogres and all other types of beast beings who are battling with the humans. It's interesting. I'm watching it every week. The animation is quite mid, but I think it's good. It's like yeah, I think it's pretty good. This one's a gag. I don't remember the name exactly, but it's on Amazon Prime. It's a quick little gag anime. It was pretty funny. Not for me. It's yeah, I don't even know where to put it. I mean, they're 4-minute episodes, quick gag reels that are like kind of funny. It's probably the boss. I'm just gonna put it mid, but more neutral mid. I don't truly have an opinion on it. This one is a Gundam which I've already stated earlier, I've not seen any Gundam, so I've not seen this, but I'm sure it's great. This is the second season of an anime, and I have not seen the first. It's like Puri Princess or something. Alright, next up is Food for the Soul. This is a moe anime. It's laid back, chill. We get food, we get cute girls cooking delicious food. Our main protagonist is shy, unbecoming, but has a fiery passion for cooking and culinary eating. Through this club, some newfound friends, one and old from elementary school, she gets to express her passion as it grows, cultivates it. There's no stakes in this anime, no drama. There's some comedy. The characters are enjoyable, distinct in their personalities, albeit tropes. We've seen these personalities before. They're cliches, but still enjoyable to watch. It's pretty enough. The animation's not top tier, but it's above average. The food, especially. No Dojin Meshi, but it's solid. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice anime to kick back to when you want to relax, not have to think too hard about what's happening. Enjoy life. That's food for your soul. Food for your soul and a feast for the eyes. I'm putting it up in good. Next up, Apocalypse Hotel. 100 years after humanity has left the planet, attempting to survive utter annihilation, a pathogen was wiping them out. But within the Ginza district, there is the Gingaro Hotel, where the last vestige of humanity remains. Yachiro, an AI manager, and her band of colorful, task oriented robots maintain this hotel and are waiting eagerly for humanity to return. Doesn't happen, hasn't happened yet, probably won't, but we do get alien guests who come. It's lovely to watch. Through the medium, the playground of the hotel, we as viewers get to see how alien races interact with the last vestige of humanity, with our conventions, our beliefs, our social structures. How do they compare and contrast? It has interesting sci-fi elements through the aliens. It also has great comedy with Yachiro, our manager who has OCD, a perfectionist, also goes cataclysmic. She's OCD, has a list as long as her coding with psychological conditions. It's insane. But she carries it well. Has more personality than many people have met in real life. Enjoyable, has heartfelt moments, has comedic moments. It's as deep as you want it to be because you can explore the world building more, or you can simply watch on a surface level, which is a sign of a great anime, and it is great. Animated beautifully, and the outro is spectacular. The best of the season, I would say. Even if you don't watch it, listen to the outro. So great it goes. Number 2.0 Compass is a game adaptation. Haven't played the game, don't know of the game, don't care to know it. The anime doesn't have much to say, incoherent story. It's boring. The action is subpar or mediocre at best. I don't care for any of the characters. The one positive note is how they flip the world on its head. The game world is the real world in the anime. The characters, the playable characters, are real people. The world is the game world, and the fictitious beings are the avatars, the gamers who come in. which is a nice play, which allows me to suspend my disbelief a little bit, but that's the only positive thing. It's not even worthy of the garbage, just mid. Next is a card anime, a Yu-Gi-Oh derivative. Haven't watched it, not going to watch it, going in NA. Mayabashi Witches is Idol Girls meets Magical Girls. A bit boring. I thought it was going to be more Magical Girls because we get a lot of those cliches and tropes. A magical mascot being invites a band of girls together to become witches, utilizing magic as their tool. Turns out their magic is simply singing for this week's victim, filling their heart with hope and inspiring them. Not for me, but could be for other people. I think it's mid. The mascot's kind of funny, and the animation's fine. I simply don't care for idol girls or, well, not idol girls, but idol girls in this context mixed with magical girls isn't the best mixture. Beyblades. Have not watched it, don't play it. That's NA. Pokemon. Have not watched this Pokemon, but I'm gonna put it in NA. But I do enjoy Pokemon. At least like OG Pokemon. This is a high dive special, Kanuchi Ninja something. I watched the first couple episodes of the first season, have not watched the continuation, so can't speak towards the second season. But the first season was kind of funny, following a guy who has some type of beast following after him, and the ninja decides to help him as long as she gets to stay at home as a net. A funny enough premise, but I dropped it immediately. It's mid at best. Mono. Mono is another moe from this season. Maybe better than Food for Your Soul. The characters have more personality. I think they're more unique. We have a bunch of people who are living vicariously through other people. Our main heroine, she fell in love with photography not because of photography itself, but because of the passion she saw in her senpai's eyes when she was taking photos. So she subsequently spent a year taking photos of her senpai, taking pictures, and her best friend spent a year taking pictures of her, taking pictures of her senpai, because she's simply obsessed with her best friend and doesn't care a thing for photography. It's funny. There's also a stay-at-home manga artist who is a common character. She's cute, aloof, a bit eccentric. It's a colorful band of misfit characters who are learning about photography, taking photos. The manga artist is asked to make them models, muses for her manga. So she's basically stealing their life experiences to profit off of, which I find hilarious nod to capitalism. But it's enjoyable, animated well, not great. But in terms of moe, it's great. I'm gonna put it in good. It's good. Probably, yeah, there's a good fit. I'll put this actually above Tangonia. This is the 95% AI anime. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak for it, but I don't personally love the idea of AI taking over anime. So I'm gonna put it in NA. This is Classical Stars. The other one that I put is not Classical Stars. Classical Stars is the band of boy idols who each have different names from Mozart, Beethoven, all the famous composers, singing together in a high school. where they have this magical implement that can turn emotions into visual representations on the stage, which is kind of cool, but they did that in the Witches anime as well, the Mayabashi Witches, so not original. I'm not here for it. It's quite garbage to me. That means this one that I don't know is going in an A. This one I couldn't find to watch on any of the legal streaming services, so I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak to it. Don't know this anime. One Piece, I don't know about y'all, but the current One Piece Egghead Island Arc Part 2 is peak anime. It's beautiful. It's adventurous. The drama it has it all. Comedic, drama, action, animation. I'm so glad they took that break because the animators are going off the wall with this part 2. Peak anime. This one as well I couldn't find anywhere, so that's NA. This one I haven't seen the first season. It's like Yuri Princess, something along those lines. I haven't seen it. Don't know this anime. Don't know this. Don't know that. Don't know that. And don't know that. I don't know what these last couple were, but I'm sure they can't be that important. But yeah, that's it for my list. Got quite the tier list here. Let me know if you guys agree with me, if you made different lists. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.